and welcome, and thank you very much for joining us, listeners. I have a very special guest again for you here today. Her name is SueBZimmerman. Welcome, Sue.
Hey, it's SueBZimmerman over
Oh,
here.
Sue B, yes, it is. Look, I am so excited to bring you this beautiful, lovely lady who is inspirational. She has a plethora of information to not only bring you today, but to also to provide you as an ongoing source. She has, oh gosh, what hasn't she done really when it comes to business, and that she's so across it. But let me just tell you a little bit more about her. So she's an online marketing educator, influence speaker, and a no BS coach. I like that. That certainly suits us Aussies. We're into the no BS. She's insightful, energetic, and driven to leverage business owners' power of Instagram to meet and exceed your goals. So she's popular with Creative Live Instructor and was named by, and get this, so you've really been very, very busy over your time, top this and top that. So are you ready, listeners? With Huffington Post, top 50 most must follow women entrepreneurs. With Rank Marketing, she's in the top 50 social media marketing and influencers. And with Small Business or Fit Small Business, top female business influencers of 2019, and with Social Media Examiner ranked with her blogs in 2017 as being in the top 10. And gosh, so you've been very busy. You've done lots and lots of other things. You're certainly sing from my hymnal as far as being an educator, and seriously fantastic with Instagram, where I've still yet to master it.
Yeah,
But
I like to
tell
say,
us.
I like to say productive more than busy, because anyone can be busy, and
Right.
busy, anyone can stay busy, but I'm all about getting shit done and making things happen. So I've always been that way. I've had many businesses, just to let your listeners know. I started out at a very young age in a very successful space. I actually have a degree in nutrition, but I never used that degree. I started doing what I loved, which was hand painting clothing. And then I hand painted boxer shorts. And then I started silk screening them. And I turned that into $1 million business very quickly in just a year. And I think because of that, I have always had the mindset of doing what I love, not caring how other people think of me or judge me, but just always leaning into the things that bring me the most joy. And I think that's hard for a lot of women. They always want to please and get approval, but that's not who I've ever been, and I won't be. And so I think it's hard enough being a woman business owner, trying to do it all, and then understanding how to make that impact doing what you love. And I'm all about making the big impact while making the income, because if you're not making the income, it's like it's just a hobby. It's not a business.
Yep.
So I can go in any direction for your listeners. I've had so many different businesses and have done a lot of different things. And I've been teaching Instagram marketing for the past 8 years, pretty much on the daily. So whether you want to hear more about your feed post or your stories or your IGTV or your Instagram Live or any aspect of high strategy, I now have a team of 11, and I'm able to teach on a regular basis and really do the things that I enjoy the most, which is being on different podcast interviews on stages globally and in intimate communities. So you can drive this however you want.
Oh gosh, I'd love to talk to you for hours then, really. Oh, how many times do you get an opportunity to pick someone's brains like yours? Oh, just amazing. And look, I think that with the whole Instagram, it's really been evolving and how people are using it. So probably let's look a little bit high level at the moment, and how does that help with people? People are looking at their various different strategies with social media marketing, and it seemed like the trend with the Instagram was more for the young'uns, but now we're starting to see a whole lot more people use it, and they're using it with being more interactive with the TV. What would be some of your suggestions for people if they were to just look at creating that presence and getting started with it all?
Yeah, so it's like anything else in business, you have to have a high level strategy and not just do it because it's so popular and it's a place where everyone likes to be the most. And if you ask anyone about their mobile habits, Instagram is the number one tool that people enjoy being on. And they enjoy it because it's a place where you can go every day to get the news, to get inspiration, to get motivation, to be informed, to get resources, and to follow those individuals and leaders and coaches and authors and business owners that you love. And it's just so easy and quick to connect with people, whether it's on a post or in an Instagram direct message, conversation intimately, one to one. It really is like an all in one place. Even when I say that, more people are on Instagram using it as a web search engine because it does have SEO, search engine optimization, in the name of your account and in the subtitle of your account name. When people search keywords, you can show up in search, and you can show up in hashtags, and you can show up in geotags. And so understanding how to strategically use it to amplify, promote, and broadcast your business, your brand, your philanthropy, your social movement, or whatever it is, or your new idea for that matter. Like doing market research in and of itself is a great way to use Instagram when you're first starting out. So there's so much, like I said, that I can teach. But what I want your listeners to all know is that Instagram is like a digital magazine. The promise that you make in your bio, where you get 150 characters, is literally the promise that a magazine makes on the cover. So it's who you are, what you do, and why you do it. And more importantly, the credibility behind what you do. So for 8 years, I've been teaching Instagram marketing. So that would be credibility. I've also been featured, as you heard, in the Huffington Post. I've been on Netflix. For any of you that want the link to my Netflix documentary, just send me a DM at the Instagram expert and I'll send you that to go watch the Netflix. It's called Follow Me. It's all about Instagram. And it really is a place where you can build your own personal brand. So the bio is that promise, and the content that lives on forever, if you choose it to, is your feed, the evergreen. So I call it, these are the 4 SueB neighborhoods: the feed, stories, IGTV, and Instagram Live. And so when we walk through these neighborhoods in the village called Instagram, that's a great analogy for a lot of people, because people are creating content in different neighborhoods depending on where their target audience likes to consume that content. So for starters, you absolutely need to have a feed post that represents who you are, what you do. We call this your visual buckets, your content buckets, the content that you post. And we like to have 5 to 7 content buckets. So one might be, like for me, it's Instagram tips, Instagram strategies, life as an entrepreneur, as a speaker, all the things that, work-life balance, all the things that I teach and preach. When you look at my Instagram feed, you feel that energy around me being a successful business owner and educator. And so if I started posting photos of my cute dog or of my kids or my vacations, that would not make sense. And yes, there's a lot of young people on Instagram, but every single big brand is on Instagram. And so you can break through the noise if you are strategic. So the bio is the promise. The avatar should be your beautiful face, unless you're a big brand or you're creating something around a logo. And your feed is content that lives on. Now, I do have a YouTube channel, SueBZimmerman.com/YouTube, with everything you can imagine. Over 360 videos. You literally could listen to me for months if you want more. So this isn't the end all be all right here on this interview. You can get more of SueB anywhere you Google my name on the internet, but mostly on my YouTube channel. All I ask is, if you watch any of my YouTube videos, don't be a lurker, be an active engager and give it a thumbs up and write a comment with your Instagram handle. It's how I connect with you. We take screenshots of those comments. You might get a feature in one of my upcoming YouTube videos. And this is all part of my philosophy around Instagram as well, is that conversations lead to opportunities, and opportunities lead to conversions. Conversions can be getting someone to opt into your email list or sign up for your training or your webinar or even make a sale. If you're not having conversations with the right people, most likely you're not going to have these conversions. And so you can buy followers, you can buy likes on Instagram. And even though I have 105,000 followers, I don't have a lot of I have a lot of lurkers. I don't have thousands of people that like my post or thousands of people that engage daily. But if you do look at the comment threads, the conversations, you will see that I'm walking the talk, that I live the life that you see on Instagram. And there's a lot of trust that's built around being your true authentic self versus just showing a certain lifestyle, but not literally living a certain lifestyle. So I think that's really important to note, because anyone can go off and hire a photographer to take fabulous photos, and you can doctor those photos up any way that you want with filters. But I'm all about being 100% authentic every single day. And that's what people really lean into with my persona and my energy. And it really is, your energy is everything. People want to feel connected to you, your energy, why you do what you do. It's not, people buy from you because of why you do what you do. And so I want to help other women primarily make more of an impact and make more income doing what they love. And I get to teach Instagram from that vantage point versus maybe some other Instagram educator that all they want to teach you is how to get more followers. But it's not about the followers. It's about the right followers and community members who hear you, who comment, who collaborate, who support. And everything for me is about building community and making people's lives happier. I mean, that's my mission.
Yeah, definitely same. And I think a lot of people do want that when they've got that real entrepreneur spirit and they are an entrepreneur and they want to be breaking out and have that flexibility and have that um, the ability with what comes with having their own business. It's really about paying it forward for a lot of people. So they have a lot of philanthropic sort of causes within themselves, and they ultimately want to be creating a huge amount of impact for their clients, for their customers. And this is why, I love the entrepreneurial life. It's because a lot of people don't realize the amount of impact that they can possibly have and how it can assist communities and the microeconomies. And certainly right now is when we're needing that help and that strength. This is why I think that Instagram is such a fantastic platform, because it can help in so many different areas of business life.
Sure.
So the not-for-profit area and the profit area. And I suppose, there's two main things there that I sort of wanted to hone in on. There's the one side, as far as I love how you're talking about with the authenticity and the profiling or the branding of your business. And then there's, of course, the monetizing side. So let's start with the profiling and the branding, and how people should be representing themselves, because we're starting to see a lot more people sort of using it like almost like a vlog. We've
Yes.
seen it where it's been more like a magazine profiles, and now it's a vlog. And when they're looking at trying to be a whole lot more strategic, what would be your recommendations?
I love that. I always say that Instagram's like a micro blog, because you do get 2,200 characters per description to write something. So if you don't have a published blog yet, this is an opportunity to start with your voice. And every single post on Instagram has its own unique URL. So if you tap into the three dots on the top right when you post, you can copy and paste that link, and you can share it in a LinkedIn post or a Facebook group or a tweet. And so that content can get more reach if you share it. And so and the amount of time that someone spends on your post helps you with the algorithm. The more time it's Instagram's way of saying, wait, someone's stopping and reading and liking and commenting, and it pushes you in the algorithm to your favor when your post is read to the end of that sentiment, that blog post. And so when I teach Instagram inside of our communities, I'm always saying, go deeper. Deep is my word for 2020, but go deeper with your story, and always what's in it for them. We don't care about your life and your struggles. We want to know what's in it for me. What am I going to get out of reading this? What are the resources that you've discovered from the experiences that you went through that could help me? So you always have to come at this from what's in it for them. What's in it for them? Every single post, what's in it for my reader? Not what's in it for my ego, what's in it for me to show off something new I bought. Like, none of that. It's how can I give to my followers information that's going to help them? It's all about them. It's not about me.
Definitely, I like that, and it's very interesting to look at. Well, look, there is about that algorithm and the keeping people's attention there, and having the retention with getting people to keep coming back and reading through. What about though the people that are not feeling so confident about writing up terribly much in the post, but want to do it more in a video sense and those little short videos? Would that still be the same sort of deal as far as the retention and the attention that the URL brings?
Well, you can create video in all 4 neighborhoods. The feed, you can do a video, stop and go video right in the app. You can do a minute video, or if you use the carousel post, you can do multiple minute videos up to 10 if you wanted. So that's the feed. Stories are 15-second clips where you can do video. IGTV, you can have your video as long as you want. And Instagram Live, it's over an hour now. So video views tend to get more reach, but if you're going to do video, I always say to put subtitles, because most people are watching with it on silent. So if you're not putting text or subtitles on top of any video, you're really losing out.
What, how would you recommend to go about that? Should people be doing something separately with a different type of software and then uploading it, or should there be some?
We're partners with Kapoing, and I will share a link for your listeners.
Yeah, that'll be nice. That'll be nice, because there are subtitles and then there are subtitles and some of that's used. So then the whole monetizing, to take it from being just a glamour shop front that a lot of people have been using it, and to the now, what you've said so far, I think a lot of people will be thinking, great, this is going to help me to utilize and to leverage this platform. But now how can I really monetize it? Well, if they're starting to get gravity with those followers, how do they, there's the call to action, and then there's the even more as far as what their offerings are.
Yeah, so the money comes, it's a system that we teach in all 4 neighborhoods. It's the CEC, content engagement conversion. Conversion could be that money. You cannot make money on Instagram unless you're creating compelling content as the go-to educator, influencer, expert in your industry. Content leads everything. So for example, and can I share, are your listeners seeing us as much as
there will be
hearing
some
us?
Yes, watching this. Yep.
Cool. I'm going to just I'm going to share the screen and take you in to share this point heavily. I think this will be really good for your listeners. So
cool. Lovely.
So in order, like I said, having content is everything. And the way that our business has been built over the years is from consistently showing up and creating content on YouTube. YouTube is owned by Google, and because of that, search is so powerful. Now, the same can happen on IGTV, which I'll talk about in a minute after I show you all the different elements of our YouTube channel. So just notice right out of the gate at the top, all the brand colors, all the branding is everything for me always, because I want to stay memorable, top of mind. So whenever you see purple, teal, yellow, blue, you think of SueB and her branding. But also just notice at the top, weekly Instagram videos for business, a new video every Monday. And then we talked about those credibility pieces that you want to have in your bio, as seen in Forbes, Inc., Netflix, and then these other various places. So that's the credibility over on YouTube as well. Now we have quite a few subscribers. It keeps going up every week, which is fabulous. But I want you to know that every one of these videos is essentially a post on Instagram, and often is. I'll show you that in a minute, because the content that we start with is YouTube. YouTube is the place where we create content. And if you haven't watched my series of how to make money during COVID, it starts with the bio and the feed. And then we did one on stories and one on live. And yesterday I did IGTV. So this series of 4 is a really great series for you to watch. And then there's all these other playlists. There's an arrow over here where you can just scroll and see whichever one of these topics is what you are looking for, because chances are, if you have a question about Instagram, I did a video about it. There's 366 videos. So all of these are on brand. Again, notice the colors, my smiling face, my clothes, my apartment in Boston where I film, and it's consistent. And so consistency is what the word is I want you to really write down. If you're consistently showing up, and for you it might be different, maybe twice a week. For me, it's 5 times a week typically, or 4 in the feed and 5 in stories. But whatever works for you is your consistency. There's no right or wrong here. And so there's a lot of different playlists and a lot of different videos here. And I've been doing YouTube videos for a long time. Now, if we were to go into Instagram and look at my account there, you would see this matchup to the feeling that you get from YouTube back to Instagram, right? My highlights are all branded. My avatar photo is branded with the yellow behind it. And if you scroll my feed, it's the same kind of vibe and look and feel. Now, I always promote my YouTube videos on Instagram in my feed to bring traffic over to YouTube, because YouTube's owned by Google. And so we want to promote what I'm dropping for content, because content is everything. So you'll see these familiar branded posts that have to do with my YouTube videos. And when it's not a series, like I just showed you, we share a trailer over here on YouTube, I'm on Instagram, that has to do with the YouTube video as well.
Yep.
So there's that whole kind of consistency of the vibe that I give off in person, on the internet, in everything that I do. And, often you'll see me wearing hats. I wear a lot of hats. If I'm not all glammed up, but you'll see I am obsessed with hats. It's one of my things. And so that shows up frequently in my post as well. And it's the messaging of who I am, what I do, what I stand for as the go-to educator. Now, for those of you that don't know, on Instagram, you have IGTV, your own channel. So if I were to tap my IGTV channel, this link at the top has its own unique URL that I could copy and share to anyone as my channel. It's like people paid thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to do an ad on TV in the 1950s. And now you have your own channel that's free on Instagram, where you can create content that lives on. Now, the content that I create on IGTV is different than the content in my feed. It gives you a little bit more behind the scenes of me, at my lifestyle, just my healthy lifestyle with working out, with eating healthy, my community, my favorite tools. You'll get a real sense of products that I love, and it's very different than my feed posts. But again, it's all on brand, and that's really important for us. And you'll see, if you go way back, these are the first videos that I did, which everyone starts at the beginning. Like, we all morph and change and change that look, right? So each one of these IGTV videos also has its own unique URL as well. And so even if you don't have 10,000 followers on Instagram, in an IGTV channel, you can share links that are live if you want to, which is a whole nother strategy for another day. But there's just so much that you can do on Instagram with your post, with your stories, and with these amazing highlights, which are all these are all resources. And if you were to tap in, I mean, I have so many. I mean, you could spend a couple hours just watching my highlights and learn.
Yes.
Seriously. So if you and that's all building trust. And when I go to sell Ready Set Graham, our signature course, SueBZimmerman.com/ReadySetGraham, which is $497. And I'll show you what this looks like, because again, this is all on brand too. People already trust me. So if they're, oops, I forgot the M. So if they're not, they trust me. So if when they land on this page, they are ready to purchase, and the selling just happens. I don't have to sell it. It sells itself, because we explain to you exactly everything that you can expect. Again, everything's on brand with my brand colors, and my team is all a part of this. It's not just me. I have a team that helps create everything I do. And so this is what you can expect when you purchase this course. And so it's a long registration page, but it's filled with everything that you would want to see as the, as that authority. And I love sharing this, because we also, this is a beginner course, because this is what everyone needs to know before you even start using it to make money. You need to understand how to set yourself up for success, to scale your business, to monetize your business. So that is our signature course. We have over 2,000 members of this community. And then I'm showing you this because it all ties together. It's all in the spirit of everything I do. Instagram is the tool that generates people to these pages. My team and I have a high-end Ready Set Graham Pro coaching opportunity that's application only. And so again, you'll notice the same brand colors, the word pro, what you'll get if you apply to this, if you're accepted into the program. We explain the process. You'll notice all the brand colors. Again, we're selective. We've got testimonials from so many people that have had great success. And it's just, this has taken 8 years to get to. This has not happened overnight. So nothing happens overnight. It happens when you know your audience and you know what they need, what they want, those problems, those pain points, those desires. And when you show up as the authority, you can teach to those issues. And that's what I do. And that's why we make money on a regular basis. So the money happens when the content is created consistently.
Yeah. I think that's well, like you said, write it down, because it really is the main thing, and the consistency. And then a lot of people, I'm thinking the various questions that people have asked over the time, what does consistency really look like? And I know that it's different with everyone. What would you suggest as consistency for people that are sort of starting out?
Consistency is what you can do in your life, given your situation, consistently. It's not post 2 times today, skip a week, and then post. So you've got to look at your calendar, your life, your family's needs, and show up doing what you can do. There is no right or wrong, but the word consistency is everything.
Yes. And then some people have even said, there's particular timings as to when you should post it out. Again, I think a lot of people have been scared off about, when they've gone in to do a deep dive and the technicalities behind it. And then also thinking about, well, how can I be on top of that and my business as well as, again, what would be your recommendations for that?
It's all about prioritizing what works for your business. And if you're not prioritizing anything, that's the problem. So Instagram is literally the tool that where we grow 200 new email subscribers every week. It's the tool where we make money every day. And so because of that, there's positive reinforcement. And so you've got to analyze and decide what's important that you're going to commit to. And it does not happen overnight. That's the big, that's, online coaches and marketers, make it seem like, oh, make money in your sleep, work from anywhere. It doesn't
Mm.
happen unless you do all the work.
Yeah, exactly. And certainly I know that if they follow your courses, then it's going to help build their confidence that they can do it themselves until they're at a point where they can perhaps get someone else to assist them with that. So again, what would be your recommendations if they would have, say, a VA or someone who's a little bit more into the social media marketing to assist them with that?
Yeah, so I think that you as the business owner need to understand it before you pass it on to a virtual assistant. It's your voice, it's your core values, your interests, and your virtual assistant can post for you, but if it's not you, like the essence of you, you're going to lose. You
Yeah,
won't win.
yeah, true. What would be your advice around testing and measuring what is working, what isn't, with the various different sorts of strategies and techniques that they would like to approach in the various different areas and the neighborhoods, as you mentioned,
What'd you say at the beginning of that? What?
with testing and measuring what is
Oh,
working, what
testing and
isn't.
measuring. Yeah. So for me, it's all about looking at insights. You can look at insights on every single post in all those areas and looking at conversations,
Mhm.
looking at questions, looking at the engagement.
Yeah, definitely. So the engagement as opposed to, say, the conversion. A lot of people look at the conversion and forget about the type or the quality of engagement. What would be your advice around that?
Yeah, I mean, it's reach, impressions, engagement, insights. We have a whole video all about how to look at insights and measure insights. But Instagram, if you go to the insights, you can see what's working and lean into that more engagement from those posts.
Mm. Yep, lovely. And with the whole, I love the idea that the IGTV is your TV channel. With that, as opposed to lives, what would be your recommendations as opposed to the two different um, platforms there, as to what would be more helpful for those that are more starting out?
Yeah, I would not start with IGTVs. I would start with the feed first and master the feed and then move into stories. And that's how we teach Ready, Set, Gram. First the feed, then stories, then IGTV, and then live, because they're all different and they do require different strategies and tactics and understanding what to do and what not to do. So I teach you every single thing you need to know. Yeah.
Love it, love it, love it. And gosh, it really is it's a creative space, and how you can deep dive in it. That's what I love. It's got so much more versatility, and it's so pretty with all
Yeah.
the pictures, definitely. And it's lovely that with the lives that you can really have some extra time and really get to see and know the individuals. When you were talking about brand, a lot of people typically think a little bit more around the content that's been released as well as the colors. What would be, I also look at it, the essence of who you are and what you're about. And some people feel that either they're not good enough or strong enough in those areas, or feel a bit scared or intimidated and being exposed. What would be your advice around that?
Um, being not being good enough, or what did you say?
With the whole, with the showing as part of the brand as to really who they are.
Yeah, so those are the visual content buckets that we talked about. It's important for you to establish that at the very beginning so you know exactly what to post, and you can plan your post and you can schedule your post so you're not a slave to your phone and Instagram all day.
And showing their characteristics as a person. So if they're feeling that that they're a little bit apprehensive because of the various blockages, like, you know, if they're feeling imposter syndrome or the feeling that they're not good enough, what would be, again, your advice for that?
Um, to just do a mindset check and go see a therapist. Like I don't
Yeah,
relate to that because I've never like then you're not confident about your business if you don't
yeah,
think you're good enough. I mean, if you're running a real business, you should know that you're the shit and that everyone else needs to know that you're the shit. Like
yeah.
it's just like that goes back to mindset and confidence.
Yep, absolutely. Love it. Love it. Love it. It's so true. It's so true. So either you do believe in it or you don't. I really love the information that you've brought to us with
Awesome.
what's on, and seriously, all those graphics and what you've showed us, that's so fabulous. I'm definitely going to be making sure that this is on YouTube so that people can go to and watch it there. With
Yeah.
what's on the horizon for you in 2020, tell us what's around the corner for you.
Yeah, so the program I shared with you, Ready Set Graham Pro, is really our favorite project that we've put. Like it took us years to kind of fine tune it. It's a opportunity where we coach in a Slack channel individually and in a very intimate group, and that's why it's invitation only. And these are higher end clients that want to make more of an impact faster and are willing to invest in themselves and their business to help collapse time and learn from us. Me and my whole team teach in this coaching opportunity, and I don't know anyone else who's an online educator that gives access to their team. So if people need help with their landing page or their opt-in or email sequences or their sales funnels or branding, any question can be asked in this coaching versus just Instagram marketing. The whole program is anchored with advanced Instagram tactics and strategies that we don't teach anywhere else, like my Instagram direct message strategies that I've used to generate a couple $100,000 in the past couple of months alone. And we have 5 hours of Instagram ads. And so this is advanced Instagram is, like I said, is the anchor, but I love helping people really fast track their success in a way that they show up and do the work. There's no magic pill or bullet here. It's just we're teaching them and we're telling them the next step every day and they're taking action. So I love working with action takers because anybody that's buying hope is not someone that I want to work with, because hope, you can hope to have success, but it's all the doing
Mm.
that gets you there. So in the horizon, it's to constantly bring in more high-end women entrepreneurs that just want to collapse time and do the work and be led by a team that has your back 5 days a week. And that's been super rewarding because we have such a demand for this coaching program now. And then our evergreen sales funnel for Ready Set Graham, for those of you that don't know, evergreen means that we have a recording of our webinar and we are targeting our ads, both Instagram and Facebook ads, to that recording every day, driving traffic for people to watch that training. And we're making money from our email follow-up sequence from the webinar training that we do. And it took us a long time to get here, but it's pretty sweet when you wake up to notifications that PayPal went off because you made all these sales. So that is kind of living the dream. And we made it all happen from others that have taught us how to do this, because there's someone out there that knows more than you always. And I have a business coach. I think everyone should have a business coach. It's how you up level. And being an entrepreneur is a journey. There is no destination. There is always more to learn and do and see. And I've been the entrepreneur that loves the unknown. I get excited. A lot of people are afraid or scared or, just not ready. And I'm like, bring it. I want it. It's new. It's different. It's exciting. So, and then I've been asked to speak on so many virtual summits because a lot of in-person events have been canceled. So I'll be doing a lot of that in 2020. And just nurturing my community as best as I can as a leader.
Oh, fabulous, fabulous, and very productive. I nearly said the word. Very productive.
Yes,
Oh, I'm all for it.
Subi over here is all about productivity and working smarter, not harder, having that work-life balance. I have the time to do everything that I want in my day, and I shut down distractions and make things happen. And it requires discipline.
Yeah.
It just does. And so you have to really check in with yourself every day and know what your priorities are, and always go back to your why. Like, why are you so passionate about showing up and doing that thing? And for me, it's really to help other women understand what's possible, to have this amazing work from anywhere lifestyle that
Mm.
you can have and reach a global audience. I mean, look at you and I. I'm sitting
Yeah.
here at my house on Cape Cod, and you're in, wait, you said Queensland? Where are you?
Melbourne, Australia, down
Melbourne.
south in Victoria.
Yeah.
Yeah, not Queensland.
Yeah, I've been to Sydney and I loved it, and I'm definitely coming back to your country
Yeah.
with my husband, and we're going to stay a long time so that we can really travel because it's massive.
It's massive. You really do need time. You really
Yeah.
need time, and you know, there's the touristy parts, but then when you get out of that, there's just so many other places to venture. But because it's so massive, you've got to drive and drive and drive. That's the only thing, and it certainly is. You know, it's a lovely place to come see, because similar to America, because that's a massive area too. You get a lot of differences in, you know, the sceneries and the people and things like that. So you're definitely very welcome. And yeah, look, I look forward to going over there too. I was supposed to be there this year, and you know, everything shut down, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Look, it's a time for, you know, we've all been paused and pivoting beautifully. And I really do implore a lot of the listeners and the viewers here to go and check out all of your information. As they could hear, well, you are very much so an educator. You've come from the land of working hard and spending those excessive hours to now leveraging, and so that you don't do the excessive hours and you're getting business to work for you and working on your business and not always in the business as much, which I think is seriously awesome. Very, very inspiring as a leader with that. And you have an offer for the listeners.
Yeah. So for those of you that want to understand the SueB 4 neighborhoods a little bit more, I know I might have talked fast or you might not have processed it all. I have a guide that will be shared for all of you. It's 11 pages. It has action sheets. I talk to you about each neighborhood, what you need to know so that you really can put together a strategy that's going to work for your business.
Lovely. Thank you very much. And as people know, that the URLs, everything you've shared with us is on this website here further down. You've been very, very giving of your time and your resources. Thank you so, so much. Is there any last minute things you might want to say to the listeners before we sign off?
Yeah, I'd like you all to come on over to Instagram, the Instagram expert. That would be me, SueB, and let me know your favorite thing that you learned from us today. I always like to reconnect with the listeners because people will be listening to this at different times. And the best way for me to know whose ears I touched is for you to take action and come over and say, hi, I love learning this today. And it's going to help me understand what was most helpful. So that's all I ask, is that you don't be shy. Don't be a lurker. If you're here to make an impact doing what you love, you've got to just get your voice out there and connect within like-minded communities.
Love it. Thank you so, so much again. And I'll let you go for your lovely evening.
Thank you. It was so great to connect with you.
Oh, it was fabulous connecting with you. I'm so glad. So, so honored. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Take care. Bye-bye.